Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Going to be giving you my player ratings from Manchester United's 2-1 win against Crystal Palace at Old Trafford. So I'll start with the man between the sticks, David De Gea. I'll give him a 6 out of 10. He made one good save in the game. The save came just before Crystal Palace's goal. De Gea, came in for Tom Heaton because Tom Heaton was in goal in the 2-0 victory against Nottingham Forest in the Carabao Cup semi-final second leg. Moving on to Aaron Wan-Bissaka, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. Decent performance by him against his former club. He was reuniting with Crystal Palace. Bissaka did well defensively, got forward well at times. He's been playing a lot of games in the last month or so, because obviously Delors been unavailable through injury. Moving on to Raphael Varane, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. Very good performance by him. Looks very solid at the back. Probably got to say he's the second best defender in the Premier League at the moment. Don't forget Varane recently announced his retirement from international football. Lisandro Martinez, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. What a performance by him. Brought the ball out well from the back. Made some very good challenges. He's just made an impact since he come to Manchester United. Don't forget Martinez scored his first goal for the club in the 3-2 defeat to Arsenal. Moving on to Luke Shaw, I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. I thought he struggled in that first half. He looked better in the second. Don't forget he got the assist for Marcus Rashford's goal. Luke Shaw's just returned not so long ago, because not so long ago he had illness. Casemiro, I'm going to give him a 5 out of 10. As you all know, Casemiro got sent off in the game. He got sent off as he grabbed Will Hughes by the throat. Casemiro is now banned for 3 games. He's going to be a big miss. Don't forget Erik ten Hag hit out at inconsistent refereeing after Casemiro red card. Don't forget Casemiro scored 2 stunning goals in the cup win against Reading. Moving on to Fred. I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. Okay performance by Fred. He had a very good chance at the near post, but unfortunately didn't convert it. Prior to this game, Fred had scored in his last 2 games. He scored in the 2-0 win against Nottingham Forest in the Carabao Cup semi-final second leg. He nudged it into an empty net with his knee. He came off the bench and scored a very good flick from a corner against Reading. So yeah. Moving on to Bruno Fernandes, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. Of course, Bruno Fernandes scored an early penalty for Manchester United. Bruno Fernandes scored in the reverse fixture against Crystal Palace at Selhurst Park. Fernandes is in very good form at the moment. Like I've said, he looks a far superior player without Ronaldo in the team. Because we revert back to when Ronaldo was at Man United, we couldn't get the best out of Bruno Fernandes. Marcus Rashford, he's going to get a 7 out of 10. Marcus Rashford scored yet again for Man United. You know, he tapped it in the 6-yard box, came from a Luke Shaw cross. Rashford now has 19 goals in all competitions this season. Don't forget, Marcus Rashford got both assists in the 2-0 win against Nottingham Forest in the Carabao Cup semi-final second leg. You know, and Rashford could have had more than one goal today because he had other opportunities as well. Rashford recently got named Premier League Player of the Month for January. Antony, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. Another good performance by him, had some opportunities. He's been in very good form recently. Moving on to Wout Weghorst, I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. I thought at times in the game his link-up play was good, some of his passes were good, and he had a good chance as well, Weghorst. It produced a good save from the Crystal Palace goalkeeper. Don't forget, Weghorst scored his first goal for Man United in the 3-0 win against Nottingham Forest in the Carabao Cup semi-final first leg. It was a tap-in from a rebound. We've got Weghorst on loan until the end of the season. Manchester United brought substitutions on in the game. Marcel Sabitzer came on and made his debut. I'll give him a 6 out of 10. We've got Sabitzer on loan until the end of the season. There's no option or obligation to buy. Like I said, the reason we got Sabitzer is because of Christian Eriksen's injury blow. So, yep, he came on today and made his debut. I said he was in line to make his debut today. Couldn't make his debut against Forest in the second leg because, you know, he didn't make it in time. Garnacho also came on as well. I'll give him a 5 out of 10. Garnacho, by the way, is close to signing a new contract. Lindelof, he came on in the game. I'll give him a 5 out of 10. And someone else came on as well. But anyway, that's your player ratings from Manchester United's 2-1 win against Crystal Palace. You know, reflecting on the win, it's 13 straight home wins. So Old Trafford is now becoming a fortress. Obviously, we are missing players. You know, Eriksen's out until April or early May with an ankle injury. Van der Beek's out for the rest of the season. Delor's been injured. Martial's picked up another injury. That's why he played no part today. Don't forget though, Martial did actually make his initial return against Forest in the second leg of the Cup and he scored. That was his 6th goal of the season and he equalled David Beckham's record. McTominay, he's been out with a knock. So they're the players that Man United do have missing. You know, let me put into the equation Palace were missing players as well. They were missing Nathan Ferguson, Tim Anderson. There was also missing Wilfred Zaha, who was definitely one of their key players. Wilfred Zaha's injured. And they were missing James McArthur. So there were the players that Crystal Palace were missing. Crystal Palace's goal today came from Jeffrey Schlupp. He scored late-ish on. Manchester United did beat Crystal Palace at Old Trafford last season 3-1. I said we drew at Selhurst Park earlier on this season 1-1. If you do remember rightly, Michael Lacey scored a brilliant free kick and he rescued a point for Crystal Palace. Palace are an average team. They'll finish probably mid-table. They won't go down because there's worse teams than them in the division. The Crystal Palace manager is Patrick Vieira. He's under contract with Crystal Palace till 2024. He's been the Palace manager for around 18 months. Got appointed in as the Crystal Palace manager back in July 2021. Vieira was the one that replaced Roy Hodgson. Before Vieira, Crystal Palace had Crystal Palace, Vieira managed Nice in France, managed New York City, managed Man City's under-19s. Like I said prior to the game and that, Crystal Palace have lost players. They lost Jack Butland to Man United, lost Martin Kelly, lost Christian Benteke, Robert Street left them. Quite a few years ago, lost Andros Townsend. They lost Aaron Wan-Bissaka to us back in the summer of 2019. So they are players that Crystal Palace have lost in that in recent years. So Man United's next game is Leeds. Man United do play Leeds twice in 4 days. But, Ten Hag is the right manager for Manchester United. You can see the progress he's made since he come to the club. He's making Old Trafford a fortress again. He's got us to the Carabao Cup final. Man United will be playing Newcastle in the final. It's Newcastle's first final at Wembley since 1999. Erik Ten Hag has mentioned that I won a trophy. We're looking to end a 6-year trophy drought. After the win against Forest in the second leg, Ten Hag said it's good to reach a final, but it's about winning it. And he said winning against Newcastle will be tough. We're in the top 4 in the league. And revert back to the start of this season, I did say Erik Ten Hag's expectations this season is to get Man United a top 4 finish. But like I said, in his time, this has been his first full season as Manchester United manager. He knew when he'd taken over the reins at Man United, it was going to be a very difficult job. He's managing one of the biggest or the biggest club in the world. He's made signings. The January transfer window didn't shut not so long ago. We didn't get any permanent signings in January, but Ten Hag brought 3 players in on loan. That was Sabitzer, Weghorst and Butland. Last summer, Ten Hag brought the likes of Terrell Malacia in, Christian Eriksen, Casemiro, Martinez, Anthony Dubravka. Ten Hag has spent over 200 million so far as Manchester United manager. He's got rid of a lot of players as well. And he's certainly going to get rid of more players in the summer. Because he's still some deadwood at the club. But Ten Hag's been United manager for around 10 months now, is it? He got appointed in as the United manager in April last year. He's under contract with Man United till 2025. He's our 5th permanent manager since Ferguson. Last year he got named Premier League Manager of the Month. So anyway guys, that's everything to update you with. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel if you do consider subscribing as always, and take care. God bless.